My friends, today I have to share a very heavy topic with you. September 11th, 2025 will remain a dark stain in American political history. The founder of Turning Point USA and only 31-year-old Charlie Kirk was assassinated during a speech at Utah Valley University, losing his life. This tragic event is the most painful proof that political violence in the United States has now reached uncontrollable dimensions. Who was Charlie Kirk, and why was he so important? Born in 1993, Kirk entered politics when he was just 18 years old, known as a young activist defending conservative values. Turning Point USA, which he founded in 2012 while a student at Northwestern University, quickly became one of America's most influential conservative youth organizations. Kirk's charismatic personality and sharp rhetoric influenced millions of young Americans, directing them toward conservative ideology. The growth story of Turning Point USA was truly remarkable. The organization operated on more than 2,500 university campuses across America, organizing hundreds of events annually. This platform that Kirk created to defend traditional American values in what he called the culture war had a tremendous impact, especially among Gen Z youth. With millions of followers on social media, Kirk played an important role in shaping the political agenda through content he shared daily on Twitter. Now, let's get to the details of that horrific day. On the evening of September 11, 2025, Charlie Kirk took the stage at Utah Valley University's Woodbury Arts Center to deliver a speech titled "America's Future: The Role of Youth" to a crowd of approximately 800 people. During the 15th minute of his speech, 22-year-old Tyler James Robinson, who was sitting in the front rows of the auditorium, stood up and began walking toward the stage. Although security guards noticed Robinson, they thought the young man just wanted to ask a question. However, when Robinson approached the stage, he suddenly pulled out his gun and opened fire on Charlie Kirk. A single bullet hit Kirk in the neck, and the young leader immediately collapsed to the ground. The hall was instantly filled with panic. People began screaming and running toward the exits. Paramedics at the scene tried to help Kirk, but he could not be saved due to damage to vital arteries. Charlie Kirk lost his life at Utah Valley University at just 31 years old, while trying to inspire young people struggling to achieve their dreams. At the same moment, Tyler Robinson was caught by campus security guards and local police while trying to escape. So, who was Tyler Robinson? Investigation results revealed shocking details. Born in Denver, Colorado, Robinson was a political science student at Colorado State University. It was determined that he defended extreme leftist views in his social media posts and wrote hate-filled messages targeting Charlie Kirk and Turning Point USA. In Robinson's personal blog posts, it was seen that he made calls for violence against conservative thoughts that he characterized as fascist propaganda. According to the detailed investigation conducted by the FBI, Robinson had specifically traveled to attend this event after learning about Charlie Kirk's speech in Utah. Hotel records showed that Robinson came to Utah 3 days before the event and conducted internet research about Kirk during this time. Notes found on his phone revealed that he had planned the attack in detail. The effects of this tragic event on American political life began to be felt immediately. In his statement regarding Charlie Kirk's death, President Trump used the expression, "America has lost a great patriot." Democratic Party leaders also stated that they condemned political violence and offered condolences to Kirk's family. However, this atmosphere of unity did not last long. Posts about Kirk's death on social media were retweeted millions of times, and the hashtag #SheJustice for Charlie rose to first place on the world agenda. Turning Point USA members and conservative youth organized memorial events across the country in Kirk's memory. Thousands of people gathered. At the headquarters in Phoenix stood silently, in front of a giant poster with Kirk's photo. Charlie. Kirk's death also brought the political tension in American universities back to the agenda. In recent years, incidents of conservative speakers being blocked and their speeches being canceled on campuses had increased. Kirk was also a victim of this situation. When he wanted to speak at many universities, he encountered protests. and some of his events were canceled for security reasons. This assassination at Utah Valley University also raised serious questions about campus security. How was Robinson able to enter the campus with a weapon? Why were security checks insufficient? These questions led to a review of security measures not only in Utah but at universities throughout America. What will Charlie Kirk's legacy be? The future of Turning Point USA is now in great uncertainty. Kirk's close colleagues announced that the organization would continue, but it remains to be seen how the absence of this charismatic leader will be filled. For millions of young Americans who embraced Kirk's ideas, this loss was an irreparable blow. Tyler Robinson is currently being held in a maximum security prison in Colorado. He faces charges of first-degree murder, terrorism, and carrying a firearm. While the court process continues, Robinson's lawyers claim that their client has psychological problems. However, prosecutors argue that this was a planned political assassination. This event became the peak of the increasing political violence trend in America in recent years. Threats against political leaders have increased by 300% since 2020. According to FBI data, an average of 50 political violence threats are recorded daily. These figures show how deep America's democracy crisis is. Charlie Kirk's death deeply shook not only conservative circles but the entire American society. In an environment where political differences turn into violence, the fundamental values of democracy are under threat. The fact that Kirk, who tried to increase young people's interest in politics, lost his life in this way gives worrying signals for America's future. In conclusion, my friends, Charlie Kirk's death is not just the loss of one person, but an opportunity that America has lost. Losing the dreams, ideals, and desire to serve his country of a 31-year-old young man is a great loss for all of us. Regardless of our political views, we must not forget that violence is never a solution, and democracy can only survive with tolerance and respect. In memory of Charlie Kirk, we must continue to fight for a better America.